Everyone, today in this video I just want to talk about the Devil May Cry anime. Uh, I saw it recently and I really wanted to talk about this one because I went into this anime really excited because just I did not see any trailers. I wanted to go into this blind and I really liked Dante's design and everything. Plus, one of my friends asked me to listen to the Roland song, which at that point I did not know was the opening to the Devil May Cry anime. And just listening to the song, it was just so goddamn good. And he had told me that the song is in Devil May Cry anime, so listening to the song just made me so pumped up. And the fact that that song just gives me Devil May Cry energy, and I know I'm saying this as someone who hasn't played the Devil May Cry games. I just know the story. I've watched, I think I watched Devil May Cry 4 and Devil May Cry 5, the entire playthrough and everything. I know the story, and I know the story of the whole all the 5 games, and I played the DMC Devil May Cry reboot, which is horrible story, but it's a good game from what I remember. So yeah, I know that kind of hurts my credibility as someone who is going to critique the Devil May Cry anime, or at the very least just tell you things I did not like about the anime itself. So I think the Roland song like fits Dante, if not Devil May Cry, so well. Like the vibe of that song, it's just so goddamn good. So going to the anime, I was really excited, and the first episode, I think I overlooked a lot of, not overlooked, I was kind of confused about a lot of the about a lot of the things that happened in the first few episodes. If I can remember right. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna take this episode by episode because I don't remember events chronologically and what exactly happened in which episode. So you know what, I'll just take this point by point, and even then I think I'm going to make this video a lot more chaotic because I don't think I can just go like perfectly point by point, especially when I haven't scripted the video. So let's just start with Dante himself. Okay, so from what I know of Dante from the games, I haven't played the games, but I know a lot of the lore and everything. Dante is just so goddamn cool, and he's so powerful, and he's still a really well written character despite with all of these flashy things. So I was excited to go into this anime because of how good Dante looked in it, but then a lot of the things just seemed weird to me because the biggest issue I have with this show is Dante's portrayal and like the consistency of his strength. Because in the first episode, I think we see Dante getting like put out of commission long enough by a lady's purse so that she can run away with her demon child, and that was just weird to me. And then during the raid on Dante's shop, I should say, Dante pretty easily, just toys with the humans and everything. But then Lady enters the fray, and Lady, I don't think it's a reach to say that Lady makes a joke out of Dante, and that just doesn't seem right to me because even at his weakest, Dante should be so far above every goddamn human that no human should be able to touch him, even with technology and everything. And to be honest, to make Dante seem like an absolute idiot, again, that might just be completely subjective on my part because I do think this show makes Dante way too dumb. That might just be, like me not actually having played the games themselves. I just know the story and the events and like just some of Dante's dialogue and what is Dante's character. So I should say, like, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. But still, Dante is just such a lovable goof. Like, he is cringy, but he's just cringy in an endearing way, and it's just a fun time to have Dante on screen whenever it comes to the games. But in this anime, it just seems so weird, and sometimes he just seems like way too cringy, I should say, or just not that funny. Like, Dante in the games is goofy and funny. Like, he is cringe. His jokes are cringe, but they just, like, exude that energy of, yeah, that guy is a fucking goofball and I love him. I do understand like how subjective this criticism might seem. Well, it is subjective completely. So moving on from that, the biggest problem, the biggest point I have against like the inconsistency in Dante's strength is during the motorcycle chase scene after Dante gets captured. Oh, another thing, why can't Dante not just destroy the cuffs that humans built? Like this show makes a point of telling us that humans cannot keep up with demons. Demons are like way too powerful for humans to keep up with them, especially like the higher ranking demons and everything. So not even the higher, like the higher in terms of the demons who are able to cross through like the small rifts. So humans can't compete there, but for some reason the human tech can restrain Dante, who should be stronger than all of them. This is seen best in like the motorcycle chase scene where Dante is pursuing Rabbit and he fends off the plant lady, the Venus flytrap lady, Rudra, Agni and Cavalier Angelo all at once. And he just seems so effortless with it, and he thwarts all of them and then almost reaches Rabbit and is about to kill him when the bomb in his neck goes off and that just leaves him crippled. Well, I can kind of understand that, like, again, not having actually played the games, I still assume that that would not slow him down much, but just for the sake of the show, will say like, yeah, weaker Dante like that would get taken out by like a neck bomb. He takes more time to regenerate from that, so that happens. But then later in the show, when Dante is just fighting Agni and Rudra alone, just Agni and Rudra, he takes out Agni relatively quickly, but then struggles to kill Rudra for so goddamn long after he unlocks his devil trigger. Like, devil triggers should, like, they make you so much more powerful than what you are. And again, I don't think it's a good idea to introduce devil triggers this quickly in the show, especially when you're going to make the devil trigger that goddamn weak. So he struggles to take down Rudra. He flails around a lot, and then when finally the time comes, Lady is the one to take out Rudra, which was just, what the fuck? What do you mean, man? So with that inconsistency in mind, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, is Dante strong or not? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have Dante fend off every single one of those like demon generals and then have him struggle against just two of them when he killed one very easily, and then he has to struggle against the second one after unlocking a much more powerful form of his. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. And then even later, I think like he struggles against Cavalier Angelo, and with even like the Jacked Rabbit. Again, I don't know the mechanism of how it would work if a human ingests demon blood, how strong that would make him. But to be honest, I just still don't buy Rabbit being that strong to like have the power to fend off both Lady and Dante, especially Dante having Devil Trigger and everything. So Dante's strength is just so goddamn like all around the place. And also, how can Lady's bullets ever hit Dante when Dante was casually dodging bullets in the opening scene, not the opening scene, when the government raided his building? It's just so weird. Like, the show wants Lady to be on like superior, or at the very least on level Dante's level so bad. Like, it just makes it so goddamn inconsistent, because Dante is supposed to be that fucking strong that like no human can compete. And even we see Lady fighting against all the four demon channels, she struggles so goddamn much, and Dante is just able to effortlessly just thwart all of them during the motorcycle chase. But then guess what, Lady always seems to capture Dante somehow, outsmart him, which shouldn't even be possible, in the sense that she doesn't have the tech that can let her outsmart Dante that way. And most of the time she just does shit, and for some whatever reason it seems to work on Dante, and I find that really weird. So Dante's strength is just so goddamn inconsistent, it makes me mad, especially because they introduced Devil Trigger. It just makes Dante seem like a joke. And to be honest, this is speculation on my part. I think the reason Sparta left the pieces of the amulet with both his sons is because I think even he knows how strong like a demon and a human combo is. So he was like, yeah, whatever demons can get through like that barrier are not going to be able to defeat my sons. So this like seal is pretty great at this point. So, and in this show, it just seems like Dante is so goddamn weak, man. They could have just ganged up on him and gotten the amulet. And so, moving on to, I would say, I think let's talk about Lady. Lady, just they tried to make her so goddamn edgy in this show, and it just doesn't work. She just seems so cringy, and especially her with her being a lieutenant, I think. She has her own team, but never once do we see her working with her team. She always just goes in alone, and the one time she went in with her team got decimated, and then she was alone again. So that, and also Lady just being able to, like, it's even Lady's strength is variable. Like, she can fend off so many demons, and then she just like struggles against two or even one, all the thing, and it's just weird. And she can fend off Dante, but then again she struggles against demons who should be weaker than Dante, and like Dante has handled with ease and all. So even her strength is inconsistent, and to be honest, her blind hatred was completely in character and everything. But then they show the backstory of the white rabbit, not the white rabbit, that point, like, I don't remember if we were ever given a name for him. The guy comes in with all the demon refugees. Lady and everyone sees the demon refugees. All of them look so goddamn like just broken, beaten. They look harmless, and there's a human smuggling in them, smuggling in those demons, and he tries to reason with you. He tries to tell you that they are running from something and all. And in that moment, something comes from the portal. And also, why didn't he just close the portal right then and there? Maybe just ask them, I'm going to close the portal now, and just do it. And okay, let's just say he was scared and like they probably would have shot him that way. Okay, sure. So once the creature comes through, it starts to attack the demons who came through the portal, the very refugee-looking demons. And for some whatever fucking reason, Darkcom starts shooting at the refugees first. Because I watched that scene, hopefully I'm remembering it correctly. They shoot the refugees first and then move on to the big bad demon. And the lady blows up the entire fucking building while some of the refugees might still be alive, and then just never thinks about it again. To me, I can buy her blind hatred thing. I can buy it, like she probably still won't understand, but to have her never question, not even have a moment of doubt until that moment in later in the season while in the building where she has demons help her actually, and she sees them like being so helpless. So, and even with the point of, okay, it's humans that are the big bad, it's not the demons, it's just so overdone of a trope. Like, it can be done well, and a lot of the times in good media it is done well, so it works, but here it just feels so preachy. It's like, sure man, sure. And again, America is portrayed as such a joke in this show. It's just, I'm gonna talk about them later. So like, Lady doesn't question it at all, and then I think the message of the show is just so forced down and it feels so preachy. It just like hands you everything that it's trying to say. Like this tell don't show thing, like you can do both. Like you can tell don't show, show don't, you can also show don't tell, but you can tell don't show, you can also show don't tell. You can have a balance of the two or just one of the two, but you have to, both of them have to be done well. Although I think like tell don't show has a much higher like skill ceiling to pull off, I guess. So a lot of the time it just feels like Lady and a lot of the people are just forcing the quote unquote message of this show down your throat and everything. And Lady at one point criticizes the White Rabbit about how he is hurting his own people and all, and Rabbit rebuttals with like, I have to do those things because the people I'm fighting against are willing to do much worse. So willing to do the same or much worse. So all of that, okay, that is fine, but that is still, you are still being a tyrant to your own people. You are experimenting on them and all that. Like a lot of his rhetoric should have been countered, but it just makes it seem like Rabbit is just correct. And well, especially with America being made that dumb and like the military decisions being that dumb, like it just makes it like, maybe fuck, like Rabbit maybe has a point simply because other people are so goddamn stupid and everything. And also, Lady capturing Dante at the end was just weird. And like, bro, Dante has proved himself completely. And Dante just seems like a bumbling idiot in this show. Like he doesn't make a single decision for himself, kind of thing. Like at when the rabbit was trying to tell him to see the demon realm and all, and also to be honest, join him and end the wall of misery that Sparta put. Like it's Lady that is like, shut the fuck up, you white rabbit bitch. Like and or like Dante's agency is just isn't there. It was just so disappointing to see. And what else do I want to say? Like, yeah, Lady has completely destroyed the trust between them at the end. I'm also disappointed that Lady never got to find out about what Baines did to the refugees. That is just a subjective thing. I hope like that's a plot point in the next season, because otherwise it just seems like an isolated incident to make it seem like make us see Baines as like, oh, he's such a like a extremist big bad, which we already knew from how he spoke and how he acted. So doing that without like having it have like consequences down the road just seems weird. And I also find it strange that not a single soldier hesitated. Like not a single one. There wasn't even a single one that even hesitated for a second. All of them shot them without remorse right then and there. And then like I completely fucking understand Plasma's crash out there. So there. What else? Is there anything I want to say about Lady? I guess not. Okay, so moving on to like the government, I would say. I don't know if I'm getting this wrong or if I'm missing information or I'm misinterpreting something. I just think the government's move to try to capture Dante just seems so stupid. Because Dante, from the information they have, they know Dante is a devil hunter, a demon hunter, and if not, like if they are going to be cynical, which I think is a fair assumption, the worst assumption you can find is like that he's a neutral party because he kills demons and he hasn't harmed humans at all, from what they know. And the White Rabbit has specifically name dropped Dante, and from the information they got from Enzo and everything, they should have opened that shit with a dialogue, because even their first plan was like to send in fodder people to distract Dante until Dark Form can actually get the amulet. You can still do that while opening a dialogue. Like open a dialogue, see if Dante cooperates, and if he doesn't, then maybe send in like all your goons and then Darkcom, because I think that would work, like still work the same and solve this weird thing of like why were they so aggressive to Dante. Like Dante, from what they know, is could be a really powerful ally and everything, but no, they just want to go in guns blazing, and that's just what else? Anything else about the government? Not really. So now coming to Virgil. From what I know of Nello Angelo, Virgil should not be able to have thoughts in that form. He was trapped in that form and being tortured, but here he just has his agency. And at the end, with Virgil showing up, like him being loyal to Mundus while retaining his humanity, I should say, is a weird decision. Nonetheless, like I hope he is being brainwashed. We find out he is being brainwashed in the next season. Virgil's dialogue just feels so cringy and fan servicey there, and it just takes me out of the story. It's just not written well at all. And with Dante being winter soldiered, it's just so messy. Like they make Dante into a joke and everything. It's just so frustrating to watch. Is there anything else I want to say about the show? Let me check my notes. I think that's about it, I guess. So Overall, the anime is enjoyable, I should say, but with regard to everything else, it is either poor or lackluster or just straight up disrespectful to the source material. And I hope that season 2 is much better than this. If not, then I don't know how long this show can go. I'm probably gonna watch the second season just to see if it improves or not. And if it doesn't, I'm probably gonna leave the show altogether. No matter how cool the action scenes are, how well animated they are, how cool the characters look, especially Dante, I'm not gonna continue watching the show if the second season doesn't fix a lot of the issue it has created through season 1. So overall, I think I've given this show like a 6 or a 5 out of 10. Like, it's fine, but the more I think about it, the more infuriated I get. So I just want to see if it improves, because I really love the Devil May Cry property, and I'm even going to play all 5 of the Devil May Cry games later this year, because I have my exams right now. So I'm probably gonna play all those games around September or August. Not August, I think September or October. And I'm really looking forward to them, and I hope the second season is so much better than this. So I think that's all. Bye bye.